Hey everybody, anyone is here back on the Feed to Beast RMCT Feed to Beast server, right? That's where I am. So, where we left off last time was I was automating the turning on and off of all of these spawners. I had a little mock-up set up here, and we had everything working command line based, but we wanted the nice GUI, so we have that done. I'm not going to walk you through the code for this one because of all the logic I put into it and the fact that I wanted to make it easily expandable without having to edit pretty much any code. It's just a table that it builds with all the mobs. It's very complex, so if I tried to walk through it, it just wouldn't do it any justice. I'll put it down in the description if you want to download the code, the base bin, and you can use it yourself, as long as you're using the setup that I am. And again, it's basically just a transceiver and a receiver. The receiver checks to see if the mob is spawner's on or off. Transceiver turns it on and off. And back over here, let's just get up to one of these spawners. Very simple setup. Just take a quick look at that. Anyways, so I have this done, and I built, like I said, a little logic into it. So the first thing you see here is a bunch of the different mob buttons. You know what? Actually, let's keep that open because we're going to want to go back there. So let's say we wanted angry zombies. We would just right-click it. Angry zombies turn on. And boom, we have angry zombies. If we wanted to add something like blazes into that, we could just turn on the blazes. And now we have angry zombies and blazes. And there you go. Underground, as you guys already know, we have piping and processing. Nothing really much changed down here. There's some other stuff we want to process, but at the moment, the one big change is we have this fail-safe pipe that if this tube is, if this chest is full and there's absolutely nowhere else for an item to go, it just goes into this relay that spits it into lava. When I was doing my testing, I was getting a lot of stuff just floating around the system, and I didn't want to keep that. So, anyways, back to here. So, the blue buttons work pretty much just like that. So there is a little logic built into it. What scared me was creepers. Now, even though we're dropping creepers from far enough, which should actually kill them on one hit, we were noticing that they were actually spawning. Some of them were living very rarely. Which was weird. I'm not sure why, and I guess we just didn't put the book, the Mistcraft portal, up far enough. So because of the random damage of falling, it didn't really do anything. It doesn't always kill them. So I wanted to make sure that there's no creepers, no other mobs going on when I turn the creepers on. So the first thing you'll notice is you can turn on creepers just like any other mob, and as you can see, they are going. And I believe the creepers are over there, as you can see. And if, let's say, someone goes and tries to turn on blazes, nothing will happen. You cannot turn on any other mode when creepers is on. And if you go back here, let's just get back there, you could see when I was clicking the button, it was telling you no other mobs allowed when in creeper mode. When we have this display all set up, the display will give you that type of information, but I don't have that set up yet, so we could deal with that later. Another thing you'll notice is, let's say, let's turn off the creepers for a second. So as you can see, the creepers are now turned off. No more spawning, no more coming down. So let's say I turned on the Enderman. Okay, that's a simple, easy drop trap. As you can see, the Enderman dropped from right there. And one landed right here, but that's okay. We'll ignore that. And they fall right down here and they die, right? So let's say somebody wanted to turn on the creeper spawner. Boom. Right? Shuts off any other modes that we're on and turns back on creeper spawners. So the creeper spawner is pretty much in safe mode. I just didn't want a creeper blowing up here. It's really that simple. And now the last mode that I built into this is pretty easy too. It is XP mode. So basically, when I turn XP mode on, it starts up angry zombies, regular skeletons, and pigmen. Why did I pick those three? Those are generally the easiest ones to kill, one hit, and they all give kind of something useful. Pigmen specifically, I had wither skeletons going, but something to do with their height and how mobs seem to fall through this transposer makes them not as easy to kill. I could have also thrown on, like, I don't know. Well, yeah, with the skeletons. Nothing else here would really work well for an XP farm, but I would have been able to actually stack more, but it seemed like 3 mobs spawners turned on was the limit my 4 little turtles can go without getting too backed up. So let's turn this mode on. This takes a second to turn on because it cycles through a bunch of stuff, but it is on now. And as you can see, we are dropping and killing tons of guys. And as you can see, this setup pretty much keeps up with itself. I left it on for about 45 minutes to an hour yesterday. And I think after that much time, we were backed up by maybe 100 mobs. But that's really not that big of a deal. It's very easy. Once you turn it off, they clear out really, really quickly. So let's just turn that baby off. And boom, gonna be off in a second. There you go. And now everything's gone. And they're all dying down there. They should be done in a second. Really, the only thing that messes it up is when zombies spawn with armor. Just because you can't really drop them. And as you can see, if we come down here, we're going to have a ton of stuff. We should have a ton of stuff flowing through this pipe. Yeah, I guess we missed most of it. Or maybe the turtles are just emptying out their inventory. Yeah, look at that. Everything's coming down here. And I consider that portion of this project done, which is really cool. I have to make some changes, but before I can make any more changes, I have to work on the second portion of the project. And the second portion of this project is going to involve this screen, these turtles, specifically the XP turtle. Let's just make our easy way to get down there. And specifically this XP turtle and the library. Very cool. I'm pretty sure you guys can get where I'm going with this. What we want to do here is make this turtle auto enchant. So I was going back and forth how I wanted to do that. I was thinking about maybe making it only auto enchant when it's in XP mode. The problem with that is if you're not standing right here to collect the XP and the turtle isn't collecting XP, it won't be enchanting anything. I mean, the XP would just stay there. And with enough spawners on, I could really add up really, really quickly. I also thought about just making the turtle suck it up without using books. The thing about that is it's a waste of XP. What's even the point? If he's going to be gaining levels, he might as well enchant books. So I think I'm going to make it so the turtles always enchant books, no matter what mode you're on. Up here is going to be for all the information being displayed. So here we should see information about enchanting. I want to try to, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Tim the Enchanter. I believe I mentioned it in my last video from Arthur Blues. I want to incorporate that into this. So I'd like to have all his display of progress bars, number of enchants, number of levels, etc., etc. I also want to display any, what mode you're on, what mobs you have enabled, and any errors. So like, you know, if I turn on Creeper and I try to start Angry Zombies, I want it to pop up there saying, yo, you can't do that. Pretty simple. So what we're going to be using for that is some more computers and wireless, which is really, really cool. So RedNet. So what we're going to do is we're going to be putting a computer probably right here or something. Sorry about that. Just got an email. And then we're going to be putting a wireless modem on here, wireless modem on here. And this will be talking to each other over RedNet, and this over here. We're almost there. This turtle will be talking to each other over RedNet. So this guy's going to keep track of all its enchants. Whenever it enchants something, it will let that screen know over there. Maybe I'll even have it send a message every time it enchants a book, so you don't even just have a number going, you know, maybe bells and lights and everything flash. I don't know. We'll figure something out. So let me get this stuff prepped up. Let me get some framework done. The very, very first thing I want to do is write the script that's going to make this guy enchant the books. And it's going to be really, really simple. So basically what's going to happen is, right here I have just a regular chest with a stack of books, but this is going to be a ender chest connected to our book farm that Benchy made. You know what? I am just going to close that up because I always fall there. A book farm. And then this is a filter that pulls the books out, stacks at a time, and feeds it to the turtle. When the turtle needs a book, when it enchants a book, it's going to check in its inventory slot to see if it has any books here. So basically what's going to happen is when it's ready to enchant a book, it's going to place a book there, enchant it, put it into this chest right, I don't know if you can see it, right here. There's a chest. There's a block over it, so I can't open it. But sure enough, there is a chest there. So it's going to enchant this book, put it into this chest, and then check if this has any space in it. If it does not, it's going to send a pulse, which is going to not only trigger this filter to pull more books out, but it's also going to trigger this filter, which is going to pull the book out of the chest and put it into the pneumatic tube system. Cool. So that is pretty much the gist of it. Let me get a prototype script together of this just working. And one thing I did want to take a look at is I've been running this nonstop since I put this turtle here. So he's always been collecting XP. I'm kind of curious how many levels he has at this point. So let's see. Equals peripheral dot wrap. And I believe this is on the left. Let's just confirm that. Yep. This is the back of the turtle, and that is the enchanting table attachment. I know this doesn't look like a normal one, but that's just because of my texture pack. It looks like a bottle of XP if you actually looked at it, instead of a enchanting table like it is in vanilla. So let's just enter there. And the command to find out how many levels a turtle has is m.getLevels. Clear and simple. So let's see what level this turtle is at. 240. Very nice. So he can make, how many books is that? That's about 8 books. 8 books exactly. Interesting. So he can enchant 8 books right now, but this is not efficient whatsoever, because as you guys know, as you get more XP, as you level up, the rate of XP needed to get to the level next level goes up. So once you're here, you need a lot of XP to get to a next level. So we don't want to do that. So as I said, let me get this script going, at least a prototype of it, and we'll come back and check in on it. For me, it's going to be probably a while, but for you, it's going to be a couple seconds. Okay, I am back, and just like I said it was going to be a while, and it did take me a while, but I got this baby going. So let's give this a quick look at how this works. Let's turn this on to XP mode, actually, just to really demonstrate it. So as you can see up here, I have, this is actually one monitor, but I have 2 screens on here. The right side is going to display info from this input. To be honest with you, I've already spent so much time on this, and this really isn't that important. I'm just going to work on this maybe a little later. I got to get done with this project for now, at least. But this is the enchanting display. And as you can see, I did not turn on XP mode, so let's turn that on. It actually, there it goes. It actually gives you a live feed of what is going on. So as you can see, I'm leveling up, level after level, and it's telling me how many books I've enchanted. And once we get to level 30, you will see it's enchanting a book and then moving on. So let's just give it a couple more seconds. We're almost at 30, and boom, see, it's enchanting book. And now the book is en route, and it added 1 to the total enchants, and it kept going. Very, very cool. I am so happy with the way this build turned out. The back of it is pretty much the same as we've seen before. It's just a monitor with a Wi-Fi, wireless modem on it. And it's just running a script that I'm not going to try to walk you through right now, because it was a lot of work to get up and running, and it's pretty long script. But I will paste in the script down in the description. In the description, you'll see a couple scripts. The one labeled monitor is what runs this. But basically what this thing does, and you know what, maybe I can show it. Let's just jump into it real quick. Basically what this script does is it waits, and this is just the functions that draw all the good stuff. There you go. It just pretty much waits for a red net signal from one of the monitors, one of the computers or turtles, and if the mode is level, it displays the level. If the mode is info, it displays info. If there's an error, it displays the error, so on and so forth. And it just sits in a constant loop doing that. This part of it really wasn't that hard after I set up a, I hate to call it a protocol because it's really just a rednet message with a couple variables, but I guess once I set up the protocol, all this does is just display things, which is really cool. And down here, as you can see, this is new. I have a wireless modem on here, and that is going to be for when this touchscreen talks to this computer. But like I said, I don't have this set up right now, and I'll do it some other time. Right. The other side of this is inside the turtle right here. And you know what, let's turn this off while we go, just so we don't have to hear those guys getting killed over and over again. It's going to be really annoying. The other part of this is down here from this turtle, and basically what this turtle does, and this is really where all the magic happens, it sits here collecting XP. Once it hits 30 levels, and you know what, let's see if I could just give you a quick walkthrough of the script. It's going to be kind of tough to try to give you a detailed explanation of how it works, but I can give you a quick walkthrough. So, let's just get in here. Again, these are just some functions I wrote. So basically, it sits there, does a while true loop, so it just loops forever, and it pretty much waits for it to hit 30 levels. So as you can see, it's just printing out to the console, waiting for 30 levels. Then it sends the message to the main monitor telling it it's waiting for levels. And then it starts collecting XP. It starts a loop up that says if it has less than 30 levels, collect XP and send out a message when the level changes. So it only sends that message when it levels up. And then sleep. And so on and so forth. Once it hits 30 or more levels, it just goes in, grabs a book from this stack, puts it here, enchants it, throws it into the chest I was talking about last time, then sends a redstone signal, which pulls another book out of here. I also changed just to one book at a time just because it made more sense. And then it also pulls the book out of this chest through this filter and sends it along its merry way. Very cool, very simple. I love it. It works out really great. I'm also going to paste spin this, and you can also find it in the description. This one is going to be labeled Enchanter, pretty much. Very cool, very simple. So there's another thing I wanted to make sure of. While this is running, so let's get this running again. Yes, okay, so now it waits a couple of seconds to start up. Really, that's just for cosmetic purposes. It actually tells the computer over there that it's starting up, so the computer can actually display that it's starting up. Did I make it? No, I didn't make it. So as you can see, it's collecting levels. So the first thing is, I change XP mode. Now when you hit XP mode, you're only really getting, well, you get 3 mobs dropping, but you're only going through 2 of them. So we're going through zombie pigmen and wither skeletons. The reason I picked those 2 mobs specifically is just because good drops and easy to kill. I was doing angry zombies before, but the fact that they spawn sometimes with armor just makes them a little bit harder to deal with. So this was a lot better. And now we're going to be getting plenty of wither skulls and plenty of gold, which is really, really awesome. I'm very happy about that. You could also see the mushrooms falling and dying. The reason for that is they're drop killed, so they're not going to slow down the rate it kills the rest of the mobs. And you know what? Tons of steak. So you can't really go wrong there. Very cool. But let's say this is going, you know, it's enchanting, but it runs out of books. So let's just go down here for a second. Sorry about the noise. And let's just remove the books. I didn't do it quick enough, but so it just enchanted once, and now we have to wait for it to go all 30 levels, which happens pretty quick. I'm very happy with it. But now once it hits the 30th level, it's going to send us an error message telling us that it's out of books. Then it's going to wait 30 seconds, check again if it's out of books, and loop, rinse, wash, repeat. So if it runs out of books, it will be very, very obvious that it's ran out of books, and you could just refill it. Like I said in the past, we're going to replace that chest down there with an ender chest connected to a book farm. So we should always have books in there. So, okay, we're about to hit level 30. It's going to try to enchant once it hits 30. And it's going to error. Oh. That's... Hold on a second. How is it? Oh, I guess it had a book. Oh, it's pulling the book out of there. Sorry. Let's do that again. Let's get that book out of there. Now there's no books. See, that's how good this system works. It makes sure that it's working. Okay. So we're already at 26. And once we hit 30, we'll see that nice error message just telling us that it couldn't enchant, and it's asking us if we have books. There you go. Enchant failed. Do we have books? Awesome. And then all you have to do is put the books back in there. And let's just put a stack here and put the rest right there. Cool. And now, in a few seconds, it will start enchanting again. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. It works really well. I'm very happy with it. As you can see, while testing, I've already accrued 63 books, which is really, really nice. And I've actually enchanted a hell of a lot more than that, but I wasn't saving it at the time. What's really cool is we set up right here a little trap door if there's a book that we don't have. And you can't see it right now, but this chest, you know what, let's just get rid of the chest and I'll show you. This chest gets pulled away. Oh. And there's a chest right there where the book lands. Very cool. And then if you see, these are not actually flush because behind here are yellow lights. So when this opens up, these yellow lights turn on, and you just see a yellow glow behind this bookcase. Very cool. And did I miss? Did I? We also set up a hidden enchanting room right here, just in case you need to do some manual enchanting. You got the book right there. You got the table right there. And one more thing we set up. As I said, we were gonna move the. Is that going? Yeah. We moved the Wither Arena, mostly so we could have more room in here, but we also wanted a bigger Wither Arena, and that's what we did. So now this is the new Wither Arena. As you can see, it's still under construction. Nick is trying out some different pillar types that he wants to put in here. He's not exactly sure which one he likes yet. And this is just a temporary way of turning it on and off. Flip the switch. As you can see from that blue in the middle, it's on. Can't get in. The reason you don't see anything is I actually have a camo upgrade in there. Let's wait for that to turn off. I actually have a camo upgrade in here, but I actually don't have a block to make it show. So it doesn't show anything, which is kind of cool. We just weren't sure what we wanted it to show. If we just took this camo upgrade out and then turned it on, you'll see the regular yellow lines that I'm sure a lot of you seen all the time. So that's pretty much it for down here. As I said, I'm very, very happy and satisfied with the way this turned out. There is probably a good amount of stuff we still need to do in here. Particularly, I need to get this monitor working. We need to clean up in here a little bit. But I would consider this pretty much a done project. Yes. A lot of fun. A lot of computer work. And yeah, that's pretty much it. One more thing I'm going to mention is I put a bunch of scripts, as I said, in the description down there. The monitor script is what controls this. The enchanter script is what controls that XP turtle. I might as well upload this script too that controls this monitor. This touchscreen spawner guy. I'm not sure if you would have too much use out of it, but hey, if you can get it working, great. But then also, I included another script called GUI API. Now, I'm not using that in my applications right now, but within that script is a bunch of functions that I wrote to draw all this fancy stuff onto these screens. So I included that, so if you want to use it in your own programs, if you look it up in the ComputerCraft wiki, you could see how to use a third-party API, but it's pretty much os.load API, and then the name of the API, and then you can use the functions in your own script so you don't have to rewrite them. So I just added that just for people who know ComputerCraft really well and don't want to go through the BS I had to of drawing up a GUI. Because I'll be honest with you, that's what took the longest. I'm not really a GUI person. So it took a little while to get that running. What I think was really cool is putting this nice gray bar right there. It kind of cuts up the two screens and makes it look real nice. The one downfall of this setup is, and if none of you has noticed it yet, you're going to notice it now, it looks like a face. It really does. My wife actually pointed out that it looks like Bender from Futurama. So there's that. Anyways, that is it for today, for this episode at least, because it's actually taken me a couple days to get this done. We're going to be done for down here for a while, at least on camera. I have a couple other projects I want to work on next, and I'm over ComputerCraft. I think I want to play around with modular power suits, which we've had in the pack now for about a week or two, and I still haven't played with it. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.